What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Jennifer Rush. And we're back to conclude the Heart Over Mind album, 1987. Thank you, as always, to Darren. And that will mean we're more than halfway through this 5-album compilation he sent. So looking forward to the next chapter in this journey. But yes, before we get there, the last track on this record is Call My Name. So yeah, it sounds like a plea for a plea. It sounds like a request for someone to need the narrator. And of course you can call someone's name for various reasons, but given the subject matter of her songs more generally and the subject matter of this album specifically, I would guess it's something along those lines, meaning a desire to be wanted or in the mind of the person being addressed, and in maybe a more specific context of being in some sort of passionate, intimate setting. Of course, you can call someone's name in a way that is more, let's say, mundane or urgent for reasons that are not related to a romance. But again, my expectation is that this would be a desire to have the other person calling out for them in an emotional sense. Hello, Luca. Are you coming up? Nope, just headbutting my leg and walking away? Well, we're waiting to see what you're doing. Are you coming? Nope, you're going to be indecisive and make us waste time? Okay. And now the question, does she sit or proceed on to the chair to go hang out with Jennifer? Jennifer's calling your name, Luca. What's the deal? Well, I'm going to start the track since you seem to be in no particular hurry. No, you're going to leave? There you go. See, even the dog outside is looking for you to make a decision, Luca. But okay, here we go. This is Jennifer Rush, the final track on her 1987 album Heart Over Mind, and it's called Call My Name. respectfully, I wait to the last bar. A brilliant conclusion to a fantastic record, and sonically, there's so much going on. I was warned about the sax, I believe, but I had forgotten by the time I started this reaction. But yes, that was sonorous, that was soulful, just a beautiful ingredient in an already fantastic sonic tapestry. We've got some keyboard lines, one that's very like celestial, and then a lower one that had a lot of charisma still. We have the deep and funky bass. There was a real like funky twist to that bass line. Obviously, Jennifer's voice is right at the center of everything sonically and just has that rich power that I now know is one of her hallmarks, or the signature element to her music. But we also had these backing like gospel style vocals. Those stood out as well. And just ultimately the composition, the way the different ingredients were overlapping and complementing and progressing from one to another, that was a really well composed tune. And then lyrically, I think it is essentially what I was suggesting, but it's retrospective and yet still current. Meaning, number one, she looks like she's looking for a bit of clarity. Like, when we came together, maybe it was unlikely, but was it really just an incidental collision that now is gone by the wayside and just part of the past? Or does it mean what it means to me? And in that regard, she's saying, look, like, I get it, things aren't what they used to be, but all you gotta do is call my name. I'll come running back into your arms and into your life, even if it's the middle of the night. And she obviously hopes that he will do that. And she's saying, even if that doesn't happen, no one's ever going to fill the spot in my heart that you've occupied. So for her, she's saying it wasn't just some random happenstance, the colliding of two planets that now is just, the dust of the past. She's saying, this meant more to me than anything ever will. Not just ever did up until that point, but ever will. And there's no one who can become the same to me as you were. So again, if you just so much as reach out or call my name like you actually need me, or you want to feel that emotional presence, I'll be there. Any time of day, any time of night, I will come running, because that is what matters to me. So a very powerful summation of most of the themes that have characterized the album. And it feels like, again, maybe her character in this song could be thinking, well, I gotta move on. And she even says, there comes a time to move on, but if this guy calls her name, it's not that time. Even if logic would dictate that it is time to think that way, that's not part of her program, if indeed he still needs her or feels like he wants that connection again. So yes, it's the perfect conclusion to the album, sonically and lyrically, and I think it's another fantastic track in terms of the arrangement and the chronology. And again, any tune with a swanky saxophone like that is going to get a special bonus point in my book. So yeah, a great conclusion to an awesome record. Once again, shout out to Darren. Let me know what you think, and we'll be on to the next album next time. Peace.